Good morning, Human School family. I am in beautiful Jackson, Wyoming, and I thought I would do something a little different today. A little different being, let's just have a little chat. I've got an interview in the can for you, and I'm actually, if you're watching YouTube right now or Spotify, I am trying I'm trying some of my friend's instant coffee. That's a little bit old, so it looks like it doesn't look like it's going to be very good. We're going to give it a shot here. And I'm in Jackson Hole, here for a few days, really for a few weeks, with my son, my wife. We're house sitting with some friends, and I just think that I thought, you know what, I just want to talk about kind of where I'm at, what's going on. The last time I just talked to you without interviewing somebody was, I'm going to walk away from the camera for a second, was, I can't even remember. And I was like, you know, as much as these people, I have to whisper, as much as these people love me interviewing people, maybe, just maybe, they're interested in what's happening with me as well. And so that's what I'm here to give you, is a little catch up with me. As many of you know, my father passed away. Heather's mother passed away. Heather's grandmother's house burned down. And all of this happened in the last, well, now 6 months, which still would be very traumatic. 6 months of trauma, right? But I think I'm just now getting to the place where hopefully all that recorded while I was inside. Oh, shoot. And then I slammed the door. I'm just now getting to the place where I can talk about it without necessarily feeling like the massive amount of pain that I was feeling when I talk about my dad, or when Heather would talk about her mom. And I say pain, I'm not talking about that it's less painful. I'm just saying that it's transforming. There's a lot of other healing happening in my life as well. I don't know if this coffee is working. What the heck is this? It's supposed to be instant coffee, but it's not instancing. Cheers, here we go. I'm gonna give it a shot. I mean, not bad. They sent it to me a year ago, so does coffee go bad? I don't know. Where I find myself now is in a place of surprise with my grief. When I was flying here to Jackson, I got rerouted to LA. I didn't even think twice. When I saw the skyline of LA as I was landing, suddenly I realized in that moment, oh my gosh, my father is buried here, and I have yet to see the grave. I mean, I saw the grave as they lowered him, but I've not been back. And there was something in me that wanted desperately to run out of the airport, get in the Uber, and drive to his graveside, which I didn't have time to because my layover was only an hour. What do you do in situations like that? What do you do with that grief? It hit me like just a left hook. And I was surprised by the grief. And I think that I'm surprised by a lot of things in this season. You know, we're walking through a lot. And there's a lot more grief happening than even you guys know, right? Like, I mean, listen, I share what I want with the people online, but there's a lot of grieving happening in my life. There's a lot of healing happening in my life. And I think what's surprising me in this season is like who is showing up and who isn't. Like who said at the beginning they're going to show up and be here, and then who has showed up and who said that and who hasn't showed up. And that's actually not telling anything of the people, their character of, I when something tragic happens in someone's life, like I want to say things at the beginning that will make them feel good. And one of the things we say is anything you need. Anything you need. I'll do anything you need. You just let me know. Say the word, anything. I'll be here for you. We'll walk with you every step of the way. And then you take 2 steps in and they're not walking anymore. I think I have found a place of bitterness a little bit when it comes to that. Anger, frustration, until I look at how I have responded to a friend in a grieving situation. Sitting on my countertop at home right now is my family's AquaTrue water purifier. My wife loves to make sure that everything we are putting in our pie holes is healthy. Whether it be the food, whether it be the kombucha, or whether it be the water. Listen, we trust AquaTrue with everything. That's why it's been on our countertop for over a year, okay? You have to check out AquaTrue. AquaTrue water purifiers use a 4-stage reverse osmosis purification process, and their countertop purifiers work with no installation, which is the one that we have, okay? Long-term exposure to high concentrations of all the bad things coming out of your water can potentially lead to so many bad health situations, okay? The filters, they're affordable and they're long-lasting. You don't have to change them every 2 to 3 months. They literally can last from 6 months to 2 years. Okay, so, and I don't know about you, but like I even sneak my dog's water out of the AquaTrue water purifier because I want them to be healthy too. I can truly taste the difference compared to my old water filter. So I want you guys to do this for me. AquaTrue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it makes a great gift. Today, my listeners get 20% off any AquaTrue water purifier. Just go to aquatrue.com. That's AQUATRU.com and enter code Carlos at checkout. That's 20% off any AquaTrue water purifier when you go to aquatrue.com and use promo code CARLOS. So I opened my fridge a few months ago, and I remember seeing like 4 little, I don't know, they look, like you go to like Whole Foods and there's like little smoothies and little glass bottles. I was like, oh, Heather brought some smoothies. So I drank one, tasted amazing. I was like, hey babe, what is this? And she's like, oh, this is what came in the mail. It's Dose. And Dose is actually good for your liver. It cleanses your liver. And I was like, excuse me? I had no idea that I was drinking like something that is specifically focused on my liver. That's right. Did you know that the liver is the 2nd largest organ in your body and it's responsible for over 500 functions? But again, for some reason, liver health doesn't get the attention it deserves. And so Dose for your liver, which is what I was drinking and I didn't know it, was formulated to cleanse your liver of unwanted elements, aid in digestion, and maintain your body's filter. Your liver is the 2nd largest organ in your body, okay? It acts as your filter. It flushes out unwanted elements and breaks down everything else. The liver produces and regulates cholesterol, stores vitamins and minerals, and impacts digestive and metabolic health, among so many other things. Dose for your liver, that one shot of it is equivalent to 17 shots of turmeric juice. Dose is gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and vegan. So listen, save 30% on your first month subscription by going to dosedaily.co/Carlos or entering Carlos at checkout. That's DOSEDAILY.co/Carlos for 30% off your first month subscription. You know, I have a friend, Brad Lomenick, whose mom passed away a few weeks after my dad passed away. Let me tell you that what I said was so different than what I would have said before. How I've acted is so different than how I would have acted before. So I think I just want to let you know that, like, a lot of times lack of awareness in situations like this where people are wanting to help a grieving person literally has nothing to do with anyone's character or integrity and everything to do with lack of empathy and lack of being able to empathize. Not even that they're not empathetic people, but they can't empathize because they haven't been through it. And that's what I'm learning is they haven't been through it. So it's okay. When they go through it, you will be there for them in a way that's different than they're being there for you, than them being there for you right now. I don't know. I just think that's important for us to remember. Not even in grieving, just in any situation where somebody is supposed to show up in your life. 9 times out of 10, it's because they've never had a reason for somebody to show up in their life. So I guess the question is, who do you need to show up differently for this week? I just think it's going to be an important conversation for us to have with people when we haven't been through what they've been through. How can we intentionally show up for them even though we don't understand and we can't empathize with them? That's another thing. It's like you can try to empathize with somebody, but sometimes you just can't, and it's okay. And as an empathetic person, that's hard for me to admit that I can't empathize with somebody. But if I haven't been through it, I can try my hardest, but I'm just not going to be able to. That's something I'm learning right now in this season. I think grace upon grace for myself, my family, my friends. It's been a really hard season. And I'm better for it on this side. You know, I think a lot about my mortality these days. I'm 51. My dad was 82 when he passed away. 83, 40, 42. Oh no, 85, 4, I can't remember. The last 6 years of his life, he had dementia. Probably had it a little before that too. So really till 78. So I'm not speaking dementia on myself. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen to me. It's not ultimately in my control. But I got 25. If I get lucky enough to live like my dad, 25 good years left. Hopefully I have more than that. But what am I going to do, and how am I going to live with such purpose when I know that I'm way closer to the end than I was to the beginning? How are we going to do that? There's a Tim McGraw song. Called Live Like You Were Dying. I challenge you to all listen to that. It just is a simple reminder to try to move towards places of life a lot quicker because we don't know when it's over. And I've been thinking a lot more about my mortality, and I've been thinking a lot more about how am I going to live every single day with purpose and on purpose. See, this is why I record things like this, because who knows what's in my head. Let me go see what time it is really quickly. Okay. 11:39, which is 11. What else is going on in this big head of mine? How about let's talk about how roles shift. I shared a little bit about this on Instagram, maybe 30 seconds. Maybe I'll give you a minute. But as I'm watching my mom grieve, there has to be a shift in expectations in that relationship as well. Everybody would say, my mom lives across the street, for those of you that don't know, and we bought that house so that we could be there for them as my father passed away with dementia. Now, so her entire focus was my father. They moved to Nashville. She didn't really make any friends because she was just taking care of Dad for, a year and a half? 2 years? No, a year and a half. Well, she had her caregiver, Bradley, which you don't really ever think about, like, I really hope this coffee does not mess my stomach up. I'm giving it my best shot. I won't tell you what friends made this coffee, but I'm sure it was great when it was brand new. It just is coming out as like hard rocks. Like, yeah, it didn't look like this when they gave it to me. This is not a indictment on their coffee. Did you know that typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise, right? Filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar. That's crazy town. Now, while so many children's vitamins that I grew up with are filled with 5 grams of sugar, which again is known to contribute to all sorts of health issues, Hiya, for kids, is made with 0 sugar and 0 additives, and it tastes amazing. I made a decision a few months ago and started sending my subscription to my brother. Now, my brother has a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. He said they absolutely love it. And he loves that it's actually formed. I mean, he asked me, he's like, what am I feeding my kids? What am I giving them in these vitamins? And I said, listen, this has been formulated with the help of pediatricians and nutritional experts. Hiya is pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies, okay? 12. And again, it's got essential vitamins, 15 of them, and minerals, including vitamin D, B12, C, zinc, and folate, okay? I love that now my nephews are getting Hiya into their body. So listen, we've worked out a special deal with Hiya for their best-selling children's vitamin. I'm gonna tell you about that in just a second, but I need to let you know that they also have Kids Daily Greens, okay? It's a chocolate-flavored greens powder designed specifically for kids, and it's packed with 55 whole food ingredients. So if your kids are picky eaters, don't like their greens, you gotta try this. Now, this is what I'm gonna give you. 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hiyahealth.com/humanhope. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/humanhope and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. When I started selling things online, I had to figure everything out myself. Literally everything. I mean, I had to figure out how to build a website, and then how to add my bank account to a website that can take credit cards. It was so confusing. I need to let you know that Shopify now does everything for me. And for you, it can literally do every single thing that you need. Not only will it help you sell, but it'll help you get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. It's so cool. They will help you design your website that you're going to sell on with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. And best of all, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory, they can help you with that, to international shipping, they can help you with that as well. If you're ready to sell,
You're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into money with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Carlos. Go to shopify.com/Carlos, shopify.com/Carlos.
Is this okay? Can this just be random trail of thoughts here? You know, when my mom was here and Bradley was around every single day and my dad was around every single day, she had purpose. Now, she still has purpose. She just has to find it. And with my father gone, I have to make sure that my role remains son. I can't replace. And there will be, especially in seasons like this, there could be some strong codependency that could occur if you don't set clear boundaries and expectations. I will take care of my mom the rest of her life. I have to continue to make sure I'm taking care of my wife and my family and everything else. And there was probably I'm not even gonna call it unhealthy, but just a percentage shift that I spent those last few months. Obviously, this is what happens. This is why we're here, to care for my mom and dad. I sacrificed things at home to care for them, and not in a bad way, not in an unhealthy way. But now I have to shift that back, and without sacrificing the level of care I give for my mom. And so, I think what that takes is really healthy conversations. And so the conversation I'm having with her in this season is, okay, Mom, what do you need? Now, my mom is a strong woman from Monte de Mexico, right? They don't really talk about what they need. They kind of expect you to know. But I had to sit down with her and say, Mom, I need you to tell me what you need. And it took some work. But to get it out of her, but now I know. And when she tells me what she needs, I'm going to have to assess whether or not I can give that to her or not. If I can, I'm going to do it. If I can't, and it should be something I can give her, then I'm going to work to do that. If it's not something I can give her, I need to tell her, I can't give that to you, but I can help you find ways to get that. So important. So important that we lean into hard conversations in healthy ways in these seasons in order to redefine expectations. And so that's kind of what I've been doing right now with her, which has led to some uncomfortable conversations on both of our sides. But what those uncomfortable conversations are going to lead to in the long run is, I think, a really, really strong runway for her to be able to fly in this next season of life. And also not put my expectations of what my grieving looks like on her. Like I've been walking in the first few weeks she was home, and it would be like 3 PM, and all the windows were closed, like the shades. So dark in the house. And I was like, Mom, you can't do this. You can't just be sad all the time. You got to let the light in. You got to, and she's like, okay. And then all of a sudden I realized that's me. That's my expectation from me. If she wants to be sad and leave the window shades shut, she can be sad and leave the window shades shut. So I had to apologize. Hey, Mom, you know what? I'm sorry that I was forcing you to open your windows. If you want to just be sad, be sad. Again, these are all things I'm learning right now in grief. And I just want to tell you that as I'm on this journey, I'm just going to continue to share. Somebody DM'd me when I was sharing something that I was learning about grief. Like, hey, Carlos, I appreciate you, at what you shared with your father's journey of dementia. But listen, to now frame yourself as a grief expert, that's just a little off-putting. And I just thought to myself, I'm an expert in grief on grieving my father and my mother-in-law and one of my best friends on planet Earth that unalived themselves when I was younger. I'm not positioning myself as an expert in grief as much as I'm just telling people how I'm walking through it. And, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop because I think it's helpful for you. And I really think that this is going to be, in my 51st year of life, I'm going to learn more and teach more than I ever have before, because I got the white hairs to prove that I've been here long enough to let things go through a filter that maybe wouldn't have been filtered so well when I was 30. So I'm here. I'm going to continue to learn and share what I learn on the way. And if you learn something from what I'm learning, awesome. If you don't, awesome. Take it or leave it. You're not going to be taking a grief course from me. And I just want to tell you thank you for, there's a few thousand of you. This podcast is probably the smallest amount of people that I talk to on a weekly basis. And I don't know, it just feels like friends. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here with me on this journey. Look how beautiful, if you're watching. And I will talk to you guys next week on another episode of Human School.